Welcome to Love Light with Dr. Jean Marie Farish. Today, we'll show you how to use the spirit of love and self-worth to improve the connections with everyone else in your life. This program is your weekly gift, and it will keep on giving. You'll see. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jean Marie Farish.
Well, hello and a hearty welcome to our listeners around the world. I'm Dr. Jean Marie Farish, your host, and we thank you for joining us on the VoiceAmerica Empowerment Channel, shining love light into your hearts and homes to empower your life with love. We have a great show today with our amazing guest, Karen Gibson, joining us from Hawaii on the forever changing new normal, empowering parents. But before we jump in, let's form an imaginary circle of love, joining our hearts and hands. And in the center of our circle of radiant golden light, we place our parents, loved ones, children, and teachers. And from our hearts to theirs, we shine love light and pray for their safety, well-being, and inspiration for learning and creativity. So whenever you become anxious and fearful, return to our circle of love. We give thanks, and so it is. You know, change, it is inevitable. It can be positive, but we have to adapt or get left behind. We can flow and grow or remain stuck and feel disempowered. And now more than ever, we're all feeling the pressure and stress of not only pre-existing issues, but now compounded with even more challenging concerns. So how can parents become more empowered? In an article on the evolution of parenting, 5 biggest challenges faced by parents today, the 5 included balancing family and career, being afraid to say no, a culture of blame, ensuring children receive a quality education, and overload of information. Another article, the 5 biggest challenges every parent faces today, included backtalking, child trying to take control of his or her own life and does not want to be told what to do, frequent tantrums, aggressiveness and violent behavior, poor eating habits, and lying. However, let us not disregard that children are facing their own emotional, health, and academic challenges. And let us not disregard the support that many children provide for their families. But in order to deal with the heavy load and unexpected burden of change, solutions and strategies shared in these articles include learn to control your anger. Try to learn the root cause of their behavior before disciplining them. Stay calm even if they display aggression. Try to talk to them about their behavior when you are both in a good mood and make them feel accepted. The second point, emotions are ways we are trying to reach out through our expression, whether appropriate or not. A third point, show love even when others are at their worst. And 4, take meals together as a family. 5, even storytelling. The right kinds of stories can help a great deal. You know, this is not simple. A tall order, it may seem, but support is available. And our amazing guest, Karen Gibson, will show us just how to empower parents as we adapt to the forever changing new normal. And when we refer to parents, we are inclusive of single parents, grandparents, extended families, and all family arrangements as we engage together to support each other during these challenging times. Karen Gibson is joining us from her hometown in Mililani, Hawaii. She has a history as a special education teacher, author, certified life coach, certified in neuro-linguistic programming. She is the founder of Letting Go Aloha, founder of Brain Builders private tutoring business that recently received the Brains CREA Global Award. She's an expert on showing parents how to become better for themselves and their children. And she's currently featured every fourth Monday on KHON2 as Living 808 Parent Coach and hosts the Pandemic Parenting Summit on the forever changing new normal. How do we parent for tomorrow? So on that note, I welcome Karen to our show. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you so much. What a fabulous introduction, and I'm so excited to share and give some love and light to our parents and extended family, anyone interacting with kids today.
Yes, yes, yes. And a hearty welcome to our listeners tuning in from Hawaii. And I would like to congratulate you on your awards and, your new upcoming book that you'll share with us at the end of the show. So, Karen, tell us about what inspired your work in this area.
Well, I started out as a special education teacher, burned out after 4 years, so I decided to start my own private tutoring business. And since I'm building brains, I named it Brain Builders in 1999. And then shortly before the pandemic, I realized the stress and just the overwhelm that you talked about that parents are suffering from. So I started Letting Go with Aloha for parent coaching because our parents do need resources and support and just know the secret to increasing peace while decreasing stress, and that the parenting journey does not have to be a torturous one.
And Karen, I love what you say. You've been on the show before. I think one of the topics was parenting with peace, because I think if we don't have peace in our hearts and our mind and our soul, we can't do much of anything. So just mentioning that makes so much sense. Karen, I would surmise that no matter, where we are in the world, we are all experiencing similar challenges. So can you just share with us how have we progressed as we move into the challenges? So how have parents progressed, first of all?
I think parents have done a great job. I mean, the pandemic just exploded upon us, changed our lives. It was like a hurricane, right? Just went through our homes, and we did not know what to do, but we are so resilient. Parents, we are resilient, resourceful, and we became experts at just navigating the new normal. I call it the forever changing new normal. We've learned how to change our mindset. Many people who have never even meditated before, realize the power of breath work. And even teaching kids, how to remain calm. Like you said, without peace, chaos will overtake us. So that's the main thing. I think parents realize the importance of mental health and really taking care of themselves so that they can navigate whatever came their way. And with the education process being in an upheaval and changing, you have hybrid learning, asynchronous learning, and then lately back to distance learning for some kids where there is a positive test for COVID, they had to switch back. So you're constantly having to be on it, or else, like you said, you'll fall behind if you don't know if your kids are not going to be in school today and you have to do distance learning. You are on your toes, and that's what parenting is all about, though, right? Just
yes, and of course, look at
just going through it.
Yes, and then we have parents who are working at home. So there's so many different scenarios and different situations that, families are experiencing today, and even dealing with death and, health issues. And on top of that, trying to manage children in terms of this educational process. I can understand the overwhelm and overload. So tell us, how have children progressed?
Well, I am in the forefront, so I have children letting me know that part of them was a bit relieved that they had to do distance learning because they could do it in their jammies at home and on their bed. Others were excited to return to the classroom, but the number one challenge was, of course, navigating Wi-Fi and technology, learning how to attach their assignments, and sometimes not receiving instruction according to their primary learning styles. If they're kinesthetic and they want to move and they want to build and they need to have, hands-on curriculum, they're the ones who just really suffered from it, because how do you, do the movement when you're sitting in front of your laptop for hours at a time?
Yes, and I think you and I have talked about even learning styles, and of course how that can impact learning, because we all learn differently. Can you just highlight a little bit about learning styles and how that affects children in terms of their education?
Definitely. The primary learning styles, if you're visual, those are the straight A kids who love to sit for hours and stare at the board or via Zoom. Auditory, similar, you can just listen to it and you'll get it. But if you're kinesthetic, children need to have tactile tools to learn. It is torturous for them to sit still. They require movement, hands-on experience. If you are a parent, role play with them or use music or charades, colored pens. But the kinesthetic children were the ones who suffered the most because they lacked movement in their classroom, which was basically, their bedroom staring at a screen.
That's a good point, because technology has its benefits, but not all of us really connect like that. And if you've been used to that classroom experience and the engagement with your classmates and others and with the teacher and the teacher monitoring and understanding your learning style. And of course, I have, my heart goes out even to the teachers who, even know the children and know their styles, but, really know that, okay, I can't really tune into that. Is there help for the teachers in terms of the learning styles?
Oh, big time. Because even, I work with kinesthetic children and I will use the whiteboard. I'll have them draw. I'll have them actually stand up. And I've seen teachers who do that. Okay, everyone stand up and let's do a 2-minute, jumping jack or a dance. And it really revives the children. But, when you're younger, you're more open to it. As teens, I think we still have to incorporate that kinesthetic technique despite your learning style, because we do need to move around, to shine that love and light, or otherwise we become, like you said, stagnant and just sitting there. I tell parents it's like sitting in a tax class for 6 hours. That's after passion. Yes. And
as we talk about the progress, let's look at the challenges. And I can, know that innately parents have that fear, will my child be okay? Some may feel hopeless. Some may feel that their child's grades may suffer as a result of, all the changes that exist. And some parents even live vicariously through the success of their children and may feel totally responsible or measured by the success of their children, and even feel guilty if their child's grades are not up to par. What are challenges from your standpoint, since you are a parent coach and work with parents? What challenges do you see that they're facing?
Well, because of the distance learning challenges, we experienced a lot of laptop dying, kids who couldn't find their charger, so they just logged off. A lot of teachers, they are doing a great job, but if your child did not understand the instructions, did not know how to attach the document, did not have the clear clarification on what was to be expected, even with the worksheet or the assignment, you fell behind because some of them lacked motivation. And I think all of us, parents included, we all went through a bit of a depression where, how can you even be focused when you witness, death and just
trauma,
all of this crazy, unexpected, someone called it a zombie apocalypse because it was all around us, and it seemed like an actual video game that we were playing where we had no control, whatsoever about how to save ourselves.
And children, from your standpoint as a tutor, I know you talked about the technology issues and the lack of motivation. Any And of course, the social connections. And of course, I know we are dealing with different kinds of arrangements now. Some are fully back in school. Some are, on distance and, different kinds of arrangements. But do you see certain things that stand out the most in the midst of all these types of learning experiences?
I think what hurt kids a lot was the lack of consistency. Kids thrive on consistency, and they did not know if a substitute would show up. They did not know if technical errors would cause them to just shut down. Some of the teachers would just pop in for 10 minutes, and due to technical challenges, the lesson would end, but the homework would still be assigned. So it was operating on what's going to happen next. And, that's a very scary place to be, plus learning the academic component.
Yes, so many issues. And one of the things that come to my mind is accountability. And as you talk about lack of consistency and related issues concerning that, but in terms of accountability, let's say we're adults and, not all of us are, consistent or accountable or whatever, yet you're in this situation where you're trying to show your children how to be accountable, how to be responsible. And if I'm a parent or in the role of a parent, and I'm not too much, in terms of accountability, I have issues with that. What is there anything that can help parents in terms of accountability as they, work with their children?
I think the number one thing that we need to rely on is we are not alone in this together. There are other parents you can collaborate with. The admin has been super supportive. So, reach out to counselors. I've had teachers actually schedule one-on-one extra tutoring time. They have office hours for parents and students separately, together. So just know that they are, in a team working together. You can rely on the other parents in your children's classrooms. There are online resources as well. Because of Google and YouTube, my students calls it YouTube University. We have so many resources at our, fingertips, and know that we can reach out. It's just on the click of a button now, we can have someone pop online or a phone call away, so that we do have someone to guide us.
Yes, we have to be very resourceful, and hence here you're letting go with Aloha, your support group that we'll talk more about after our commercial break coming up. But you do a lot in terms of parent coaching, tutoring, and working in your support group. And I really would like for us to learn more about the resources that you provide. And of course, as you indicated, there are all kinds of available online resources as well for us to tap into. And we'll share more about that as we move from our commercial break that's coming up. And I think it's time for that break now. So don't go away. We will be right back with more on the forever changing new normal, empowering parents, with our amazing guest, Karen Gibson, joining us from Hawaii, author, certified life coach, founder of Brain Builders and Letting Go with Aloha. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Jean Marie Farish's Center for Conscious Loving, LLC, cultivates a lifestyle of love and wholehearted connections through personal growth, altruistic services, and speaking engagements. Resources include classes, workshops, life care coaching, and creative service projects with an emphasis on cultural arts. Visit the website at drjeanmariefarish-consciousloving.com. That's drjeanmariefarish-consciousloving.com. Or click the link on the Love Light show page.
Best-selling Authors International news honors best-selling authors around the globe. Dr. Jean Marie Farish is featured in the newly released issue of Published magazine. To have first access to this treasured resource, go to publishedmagazine.com.
Celebrate the launching of Dr. Jean Marie Farish's new book, Living in the Spirit of Love, to guide you in strengthening and embodying the practice of love in your daily life. Connect with us on Facebook and join our Lover's Lane Feel Good Now community and tune in to the Love Cocktail Minute. Relax, refresh, renew for support and daily inspiration. Life Care Wellness Pep for Angels Inc. is a nonprofit organization to enrich lives and serve our community with emphasis on serving children who are hospitalized. Join Dr. Jean Marie Farish and Vicki Winterton in their global mission to donate My Joy Journal for children in English and Spanish to as many children as possible. Order directly from Amazon.com and donate to children in your communities.
Dr. Jean Marie Farish is proud to announce the release of her new book, Living in the Spirit of Love, Our Natural State of Being, available now at Balboa Press. This book will help you master your life and flourish in love. You'll learn how to become a better and more evolved you. Feel good by making life-affirming choices. Deepen your feelings and expressions of love. Tune in love and sustain the change. And flourish in love and find your joy. Visit BalboaPress.com and search for Living in the Spirit of Love and enjoy Dr. Farish's new book today. Ascension expert Judy Satori's Ascension Library will activate your true soul and human potential. Access a selection of audio-based meditations, energy transmissions, and live-streamed video events. Transform your reality with popular programs such as the transcripts of Mary Magdalene for heart-opening, beautiful, to radiate your inner beauty, and the body balancing and physical regeneration pathway to become more energized. Ignite your spark and live a life of passion and purpose. Explore membership options to activate a 5-day free trial. Visit ascensionlibrary.org.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You are tuned in to Love Light with Dr. Jean Marie Farish. Feel free to connect with our program through email or check out our links on Facebook. Reach Jean at Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. That's Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. And now, back to Love Light.
Well, welcome back to Love Light, Living in the Spirit of Love. I'm your host, Dr. Jean Marie Farish, and if you're just joining us, we're with our amazing guest, Karen Gibson, joining us from Hawaii. She's an author, certified life coach, founder of Brain Builders private tutoring business, and Letting Go with Aloha on the forever changing new normal, empowering parents. And we highly recommend parents to access resources in your areas, including the Department of Education, Department of Health and Human Services, Department of Mental Health, and online resources for support. If there is a problem, do not hesitate to contact these agencies. You are not alone. And connect to online support groups and tutorial resources in your community. And Karen, thank you so much for sharing progress and challenges facing parents and children today, and also teachers. And one of the things I like for us to talk about is parents who have children with special needs. What are your experiences with that during these challenging times?
Well, as a former special ed teacher, I know that the special needs children probably have had it hardest because a lot of the mental health services have been taken away due to COVID, the lack of time and just resources available. So to these parents, I strongly suggest to really access your inner peace and your mental mindset. We have a new Facebook group and a weekly session called Aloha Mindset Parenting. I'm working with an empowerment coach, Desmond Hawkins. I have Mello, who is a therapist and who works with children in the academic setting, and we provide resources. People around the world can actually go on our Facebook group. It's called Aloha Mindset Parenting with their questions. We provide resources depending on the age of your child. I mean, a lot of parents just want somewhere to turn to. And learning how to, access that inner calm when you are in the midst of chaos is truly the key, because sometimes it's, it's not just about academics, those IEP goals where, people are just, like you said, obsessed with my child cannot be left behind academically. But if we don't take care of the emotional health, then academics cannot even be focused on.
One of the things that you and I have talked about is the mindset, this worry mindset. And when you talk about parenting with peace and being calm, this is so important. I know you're going to be sharing some things about EQ. But can you tell us a little bit about your coaching, parent coaching, the kinds of services that you provide for parents and children? We haven't really talked a lot about your role as a parent coach and tutor.
Yes, as a tutor, I work hand in hand with the student and the parent, because as you know, education is a collaborative process with parent and child and teacher. So KarenTheBrainBuilder.com is a website that I have specifically for tutoring. And then the LettingGoWithAloha.com, I have parents who reach out to me from, academic stresses, like you said, behavioral problems. A lot of children now, because of their brains are still developing, they can't grasp what is going on. And mentally, it's, they're having daily meltdowns because they do not know, how to handle the lack of consistency. They hear the news without even wanting to, and it is a scary time. So I help parents just access that inner peace and work with their children to improve communication, improve just the interaction, because we have so much impact on our children. And if there's misbehavior in the home, then it can be resolved through using, emotional intelligence, learning style, and of course, love languages. If your child does not feel loved, heard, understood, or if they feel judged, that's when behavior starts.
Wow, that is so powerful. Can you really elaborate on each of those? You brought up,
Definitely.
Yes, please do so.
Yeah. Yes, well, I actually have an EQ book, a free EQ book that I have for interested parents, but we need to understand that everyone operates differently emotionally. Some people are more closed off, some people are introverts, some people are extroverts where they might share too much or they might come off strong. And so if you have a parent who's an introvert and a child who's an extrovert, that's when conflict can arise. So learning how a child thinks and feels, how they communicate, and teaching your child how best to communicate as a family, because like you said, extended family, you have siblings, you have aunts and uncles, grandparents. So to get on the same page and learn how each other's feelings operate. How do you calm someone in the midst of chaos? It'll depend on their love language. Someone might just need a hug. Another person might just need some words of affirmation, and they'll magically calm down.
That is powerful. Love languages. Can you elaborate more on that? I think that's so important as we are on our Love Life show.
Some people think that love languages is just between couples, but if you think about it, we all have our primary love language, whether it's physical touch, it can be a hug, a high five. Some people want actual gifts. It could just be like a bookmark or a tiny treat. Words of affirmation. Other people want the praise. They want someone to say, hey, good job. Other people want acts of service, which could be as simple as helping someone with their homework, or mom wants help with the laundry. And of course, quality time. Like this afternoon, my daughter wants to go to the movie theater. We haven't done that in probably over a year. So quality time could be reading a book, sitting in front of the TV together, or walking around the neighborhood. But utilizing the love languages alone can really increase peace and decrease stress, because when you feel loved, like your show Love and Light, conflicts just automatically dissolve.
That is very powerful. Also, a lot of parents, this issue, as I highlighted some things from the articles that I reviewed about parents trying to balance work and, this whole balancing act. Do you work with parents and teaching them how to have a healthy lifestyle and healthy balance?
Oh, that's a top priority for parents to remain at peace and access their inner calm. They must practice self-care, which includes scheduling. We all talk about business owners and people have to work on scheduling to be productive. Well, if you want to produce peace, you need to schedule that time. So I actually went to one of the homes that I tutor, and the parents blocked out times for chores, but also time for play, times for, family meditations or just dancing to music time, dancing time, TV time. We do say to reduce electronics, but if you're laughing at a funny comedy or watching, my friend Destin Hawkins on Kauai introduced me to Dry Comedy Channel, and 2 minutes of that, your stress melts away. We all know that humor dissolves stress. So scheduling that self-care, whether it's deep breathing in traffic or calling a friend when you're, you have 10 minutes to spare and you're, washing dishes, that can be a miracle in reducing stress and making you feel a little bit of balance. Because face it, juggling children and work and yourself, it's crazy.
I like what you shared about the parent blocking out times to do different things. And, I'm going back to my previous issue about accountability. A lot of people, we're adults and, some may not be as accountable, or organized. And then you're trying to help organize your children, whereas the teacher probably had that role in school. And if they're at home, you're trying to organize yourself, organize your children. And if I'm not a person who, is really accountable or organized, I don't know, what are some things that parents can do? Have calendars, do something similar to what this parent did in terms of blocking out time? What can we do if a parent feels like they are not really organized, consistent, or accountable themselves? Because they have their own jobs as well, or, other things that they're dealing with.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Balancing requires, I think, an accountability partner. If you have one person, and sometimes it doesn't have to be your spouse because they're juggling their own crazy schedule, but I check in, with a friend, and she makes sure that I'm on task. I check in with her first thing in the morning, sometimes during the day, and then definitely at night, so that you guys can check on each other, and children can actually learn this accountability partner. Just reach out to one person who checks in. Did you do your homework? Did you make time for self-care? And if you didn't, that accountability partner can just send a text as a reminder. Now with technology, you don't even need to check in. It's best to check in person, with a phone or FaceTime, but just that single text. Hey, did you remember to deep breathe today? My friend always does that. She leaves a funny message and I laugh, and that's my self-care within a second. As a reminder. So lean on an accountability partner, because sometimes you might forget to look at your schedule, right? Because you're so busy.
Yes. Yes, I like that. That's really good. And I think also, I think we should take notice of strengths among family members in the household. The siblings, they may be more knowledgeable in certain areas, or there may be other family members with strengths. So I think it is an opportunity to really look at the strengths in your own household, things that you just took for granted or never thought about, that may be helpful for, managing the household and managing, together as a family.
Oh, definitely. I have siblings who, they're like little parents, and they make sure that laundry is done. When chores are split, it becomes less overwhelming. So we even have we incorporated whose turn to do the dishes, and that has alleviated a lot of my stress. Parents, don't do it alone. Delegate. have accountability partners within the home, like you said. One sibling can be in charge of maybe double-checking homework. Another sibling can make sure that their little brother or sister took a shower. Could be as simple as that, delegating, and, of course, teaching accountability as well. Some children, like you said, don't know how to be accountable.
And having perhaps some type of reward system, not money, but, perhaps like you were talking about, quality time together, looking at what does this child really enjoy, or what's maybe you can have an agreement among the family members as to what are things we can do and tap into what all the family members enjoy.
Oh, definitely. We did that. And so my daughter decided she wanted to walk the dog. My husband wanted to take a drive around the island. I wanted to have a paint night. My other daughter wanted to bake as a family. So, yeah, incorporate definitely different rewards based on what the child wants, what the parents want, and that way everyone can feel loved and your emotional tank will be filled and not, operating on empty.
And then those are things that you can look forward to after, doing whatever required task. And I love the fact that you're saying the sharing is not just about homework and education. I think it's about a healthy lifestyle. And as you indicated, sharing tasks at home and working together is not just about homework and education.
Oh, definitely. And even sharing, like you said, not just things that have to be done, but sharing the fun ideas, because what's fun to one person, like your 3-year-old, might want to build a Lego castle. Your 16-year-old might want to try a new TikTok dance, or even create a TikTok. It's amazing how if you make it a collaborative family effort, you'll find some very creative ways to, practice fun, which will be calming.
I really like what you shared earlier about having that sense of humor, and I think I posted something on my blog page about humor and laughing and all of that, because we get so stuck in, worry or whatever. Just having a sense of humor or laughing, looking at a good comedy show, or I don't know, maybe they're family members who love telling jokes or telling good stories. So there are all kinds of things that we can do to take emotional breaks. And I love your sharing that humor really can, it's kind of a release. We can't take ourselves just so seriously that we forget to laugh and laugh at each other, laugh at yourself, and it's like an emotional release.
It is an emotional release, Jane, and to me, humor is healing. I had a person just diagnosed with colon cancer, and when we were talking, we ended up laughing, and he just thanked me for reminding him that despite the chaos or maybe some, tragedy that someone is going through, laughter can definitely heal one's soul, or at least help with the journey to healing. Yes.
That is so powerful. And let's see, any other, I think we might have time for maybe one success story. Well, I don't know, we're going to be up on a break shortly. But any success story that you want to share before we go on break?
I have a quick success story. Yes, I have a 6th grader who used to not like going to school, not like doing homework, and had a lot of meltdowns. And now just by understanding his emotional triggers, he knows now to just take a dog on the walk or ride a skateboard. And he's saying that has totally changed the way he even views school. Because I said, think of it as a video game. When you do your homework, you have won the game. And it's funny, when you see have a different mindset and perception of what winning is. It's not a torturous homework assignment, but you won. You won and mastered the academic game.
And you're able
that.
Yes, and you're able to really manage yourself and monitor yourself. Simple strategies, and I really appreciate you sharing that. The simple things we can do to help each other, help you monitor yourself and pay attention to your own behaviors and how your triggers. So perhaps we'll talk more about that when we come back from break, but I think we're up for a brief commercial break. We'll be right back with more on the forever changing new normal, empowering parents with our amazing guest, Karen Gibson joining us from Hawaii, author, certified life coach, founder of Brain Builders private tutoring business, and Letting Go with Aloha. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ascension expert Judy Satori's Ascension Library will activate your true soul and human potential. Access a selection of audio-based meditations, energy transmissions, and live-streamed video events. Transform your reality with popular programs such as the transcripts of Mary Magdalene for heart opening, beautiful, to radiate your inner beauty, and the body balancing and physical regeneration pathway to become more energized. Ignite your spark and live a life of passion and purpose. Explore membership options to activate a 5-day free trial. Visit ascensionlibrary.org. Dr. Jean Marie Farish is proud to announce the release of her new book, Living in the Spirit of Love, Our Natural State of Being, available now at Balboa Press. This book will help you master your life and flourish in love. You'll learn how to become a better and more evolved you. Feel good by making life-affirming choices. Deepen your feelings and expressions of love. Tune in love and sustain the change. And flourish in love and find your joy. Visit BalboaPress.com and search for Living in the Spirit of Love and enjoy Dr. Farish's new book today.
Jean Marie Farish's Center for Conscious Loving, LLC, cultivates a lifestyle of love and wholehearted connections through personal growth, altruistic services, and speaking engagements. Resources include classes, workshops, life care coaching, and creative service projects with an emphasis on cultural arts. Visit the website at drjeanmariefarish-consciousloving.com. That's drjeanmariefarish-consciousloving.com, or click the link on the Love Light show page.
Best-selling Authors International news honors best-selling authors around the globe. Dr. Jean Marie Farish is featured in the newly released issue of Published magazine. To have first access to this treasured resource, go to publishedmagazine.com.
Celebrate the launching of Dr. Jean Marie Farish's new book, Living in the Spirit of Love, to guide you in strengthening and embodying the practice of love in your daily life. Connect with us on Facebook and join our Lover's Lane Feel Good Now community, and tune in to the Love Cocktail Minute. Relax, refresh, renew for support and daily inspiration. Life Care Wellness Pep for Angels Inc. is a nonprofit organization to enrich lives and serve our community, with emphasis on serving children who are hospitalized. Join Dr. Jean Marie Farish and Vicki Winterton in their global mission to donate My Joy Journal for children in English and Spanish to as many children as possible. Order directly from Amazon.com and donate to children in your communities.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You are tuned in to Love Light with Dr. Jean Marie Farish. Feel free to connect with our program through email or check out our links on Facebook. Reach Jean at Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. That's Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. And now, back to Love Light.
Well, welcome back to Love Light, Living in the Spirit of Love. I'm your host, Dr. Jean Marie Farish, and we are with our amazing guest, Karen Gibson, joining us from Hawaii. She is an author, certified life coach, founder of Brain Builders private tutoring business, and Letting Go with Aloha. And our show today is the forever changing new normal, empowering parents. And Karen, thank you so much for sharing those tips about, emotional quotient and, things that parents and children can do to really help each other as we move toward this, navigating change and dealing with the new normal. And I think you're going to offer us some final, empowering tips and takeaways for our listeners?
Yes, I would love to really focus on the importance of meditations. I've called them Mama Meditations, and I have over 30 of them on my YouTube channel. It's called Letting Go with Aloha. There's also over 70 interviews from parents, grandparents, experts from how to recover from childhood trauma, from child psychologists, empowerment coaches, principals, and we really need to just utilize these resources where people are just sharing, their knowledge. My 2 books I'd love to share with you. 100.
Excuse me, can you go back to the you said your online resources? Is it the Letting Go with Aloha?
Yes, it's a YouTube channel, Letting Go with Aloha, and I also have a website, and it's also www.lettinggowithaloha.com. If you're interested in tutoring or just finding more about how to handle academic challenges, it's KarenTheBrainBuilder.com. So I have a tutoring website, KarenTheBrainBuilder.com, or anything with parent coaching or parent issues, and it's called Letting Go with Aloha. But the YouTube channel has all 100 parenting tips on videos. I'm on TikTok, 100 parenting tips. Today will be TikTok number 99. And Instagram, also Letting Go with Aloha. And what I'd like to offer your listeners is to please join my private group. It's called Aloha Mindset Parenting Group. Every Thursday we meet, we share and discuss a variety of parenting topics and concerns. Yesterday, it's available on replay, special needs curriculum, and just academic challenges in general. So we do have a lot of knowledge and resources. Lastly, I go live, Jean, every Wednesday, Facebook Live on my personal Facebook, Karen, letters K.C. Gibson, and I discuss a specific parenting tip and give parenting advice or just share what the experts say, based on my research. So parenting does not have to be stressful, and it can, have some love and light and peace.
Powerful. And you have a book, your book, you have a new book coming out.
Yes, I have.
Well, you have two.
Book.
You have
both
2 books.
Sorry?
You have 2 books, right?
I have 2 books. One is based on my personal journey, and it's called Mama's Gotta Let Go, How to Let Go Without Losing Your Sanity. That's on Amazon, self-published. And then recently, this past March, I decided to write about 100 parenting tips, and they were inspired by the pandemic. So that's the name, 100 Parenting Tips, inspired by the pandemic, also available on Amazon, published by Balboa Press, and that has tips from, education, finance, emotional knowledge that your kids need, and even like how to leave a legacy for your children. I mean, every tip I think parents can benefit from. So those 2 books are my little personal legacies for parents to learn from.
Wow, that is so wonderful. You are truly the go-to person. Very resourceful. And what we're saying is that no matter where you live, even though Karen is in Hawaii, you're in Hawaii, parents, grandparents, those in parenting roles can access you and your resources. And I think you've done a wonderful job, pulling this all together and helping parents and those in parenting roles and helping teachers and helping children. You do a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you, Jane. Yeah, it's definitely my passion.
Yes, and you are on a TV network, right? I think you have an upcoming summit. Mm-hmm.
I have an upcoming summit. It's the Pandemic Parenting Summit, and it's on Saturday, September 18th, and Sunday, September 19th. It's 10 a.m. Hawaii time, so that'd be 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's 2 hours every day. We have 10 speakers. I have a memory coach from Israel, because you know that as a parent, your memory sometimes, has has difficulties remembering the important stuff, so we will be giving tips on how to train your brain to increase your memory. I have an empowerment coach. I have a child psychologist. I actually have the Hawaii Department of Education psychologist, along with someone from the UK who will talk about how to recover from, she helps those recovering from PTSD, but how to access, who are you? You know, parents are more than just mom or dad, wife, husband. Who are we? So a lot of experts that will be sharing information.
Will this be, it's going to be live? Will it be pre-recorded for us to tune in? I know we're in different time zones and geographic locations. Will it be recorded for us to access?
Yes, definitely. It will be recorded. I'll be posting the link. You can even go on my website, Letting Go with Aloha, or Instagram, Letting Go with Aloha, and we will be definitely sharing a replay because, like you said, the time zone might make it challenging to go on live.
Mm-hmm. And your television show, I think you're a parent coach. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. KHON2 has a Living 808 segment, and I'm on every fourth Monday as a parent coach. So we talk about a topic, give tips, advice, and make the parenting journey much less stressful and give hope to parents that it can be a peaceful journey.
Wow, that you have so many resources, and your knowledge and expertise is really appreciated. And I thank you so much for joining us today, sharing the progress, challenges, and strategies to adapt to the forever changing new normal, and most importantly, empowering parents. And I thank you so much for being on the show today. And again, congratulations on all your honors and awards.
Thank you so much, Jean. This has been such a pleasure. And yes, my passion is to give love and light to all parents.
And Karen, you have a special giveaway. I think we wanted to.
Yes, I do. Mention the Love Light Show. Email me at Karen@lettinggowithaloha.com, and I will email you an ebook on EQ, on emotional intelligence, so that you can practice these EQ tips to have your kids, learn the importance of emotional intelligence.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Karen. Take advantage of Karen's resources and free gift. Connect with her to learn more. Tune in next week for our show, Overcoming Self-Doubt Block, The Power of Joy with Monica Bermudez. Share your insights about our show. Access Love Light practice exercises that are posted on the blog page of my website, www.jeanfarrisjourney.com, and send me your insights, and I'll share them on the show. Email me, jean72farish@yahoo.com, and I also invite you to visit my website, Dr. Jean Marie Farish, ConsciousLoving.com. Share our shows and listen on demand on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Much gratitude to the Voice America team for making this show a reality and for shining their love light around the world. Change is inevitable, and it is necessary for us to adapt and move forward. Do not stay stuck in complaining and feeling disempowered. Pay attention to yourself and your loved ones, and address needs and concerns as quickly as you can. Connect with resources available in your area and online resources for supports. The better you are for yourself, the better you can be for your children. You are the first and primary role model as they learn healthy behaviors, appropriate reaction, interaction, balance, and a new way of being as we adapt to change. Be gentle with yourself. Love and appreciate yourself and each other. We are all in this together. I'm Dr. Jean Marie Farish, your host. And remember, an empowered self is a loving self. And keep your love light shining. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to Love Light this week. Be sure to join Dr. Jean Marie Farish again for another program next Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time and noon Eastern Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a wonderful week filled with love, self-worth, and better connections.